Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have Atul Goyal, CFO at Brigade Enterprises, joining us on the show. Welcome to the show, Atul. My first question coming to you over here right now is with regards to how are you guys dealing with COVID? What's the kind of impact you're seeing? Because along with real estate, you have some exposure to hospitality as well.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for inviting me for the webinar. I think yes, we are in lot of verticals. We are in residential, hotels, malls, offices. So I think I'll give you a brief outline of each and every business how we are handling right now. I think Resi has almost died down after we had a very good sales last year. In fact, 60% increase in sales as compared to last year, and I think we have the highest sale which we have achieved in FY 1920. So residential has definitely died down. We are doing online sales, online collections are there. So I think some traction is there, but not much. I think the Resi is more a brick mortar thing where people want to visit real estate sites and decide. But a lot of digitization has been done, and in fact, a few bookings we have received online also. As far as hotels are concerned, I think they are very badly affected. I think most of the hotels are running in 10 to 20% occupancy, except for Chennai, which is being running at 30 to 35% efficiency but occupancy. But yes, hotels is an industry which has really take beating of the COVID-19, and I think they'll be the last sector which will revive in this economy and may take 1 year or 1.5 years to revive fully. As far as malls, yes, malls are closed. We are maintaining our minimum maintenance in the malls. There are lot of issues on rentals in malls because retailers are also facing lot of issues because of the closure. So each developer is discussing with various retailers as to how on the financial negotiation. I think it is happening between retailers and developers, because developers are also in a problem because of the LRD or the financial commitments which they have taken from the banks. As
Right.
far as yeah,
Yeah,
please.
go on.
Yeah, as per office segment is concerned, I think right now as we are experiencing, it is one of the safer segment to be in, because minimum critical activities are being done by the companies, though they are working from home. They are all servers and various other things, and minimum staff is still attending the office. So our experience has been that office has been that there has been stability in the office cash flows. I think right now for April billing also we have received around 90% of the rental from all our tenants. So I think there we are doing fine. But yes, definitely COVID will affect the future office rentals, or maybe if you have to leasing, maybe office leasings for whatever the vacant space it is there. I think it will affect the density of the offices, how you are operating, social distancing. There are a lot of issues which will come. I think which will slowly get solved as and when the lockdown opens.
Absolutely, that's right. Atul, another question I want to take with you, especially on the real estate front right now, is that yes, you are doing online sales, but how many people, how many consumers are really prepared to commit this quantum of money? Because number one, there is a scare with regards to job losses. There is a
Right.
scare with regards to salary cuts. So if you have to take this into consideration, and in this day and age, you have majority of the people who come out and buy houses, buy offices, and everything is on an EMI. Now, with this scare, has the sentiment actually gone down?
Yeah, see, it's very difficult to assess that situation right now because we are under lockdown. But definitely, people are losing jobs. jobs or their salary cuts are there, and definitely rethinking or the deferment of the purchase of residential property will happen. But let's see. I think it is too early. But if you see the residential trend, it was going up. Actually, Q4 everybody has done very well. Especially in South, and mid-income and affordable housing has been doing well. So I think yes, it will take time to for the customers to come again. But it is also a good time to invest in property because you have some lowest rate of loans which is there, and I don't think so there'll be much drop in prices because developers are already working in a low margin today. So, but I think this can be one of the reason that your loan rates are very competitive today, and definitely once the lockdown opens, then we'll have to see how the attractions are there in the economy. But if the IT, ITS and other does well, and if we see that companies are shifting from China as it is being talked about, then definitely India is going to be favored, and I think then the economy should sprung back, and real estate, at least residential, should sprung back. I think in our estimate, I think real estate or residential will be the first segment, at least in South, which should revive in next 6-7 months.
Right. On what basis do you say that, Atul? If you could just help us understand, because number one, in terms of a completion of projects is concerned,
yeah,
now that becomes a problem as well right now.
Right.
You have a lot of migrating labor that actually deals, that the infrastructure space deals with. Now, migration of labor force, do you think that's something which could actually delay the completion of projects?
Yeah, definitely. It will delay 7 to 8 months, and I think RERA has given 3 months time, but all developers are approaching RERA that they should give 1 year time for this. Yes, labor is going to be an issue, but in all big projects like ours, labor is inside the project, and definitely that will help in starting the project very fast. In future, yes, let's see, but labor problem, you are right, will be definitely a problem for all developers going ahead.
Right, but at least in terms of the ongoing projects for Brigade Enterprises, what is the status? All are completely shut down, or there is any moratorium somewhere that real estate has got on that front?
No, so all construction activity has been shut down. Yesterday, Karnataka has opened construction activity outside municipal limits. So our 3 projects are getting to start. We are just doing a lockdown strategy right now. Yesterday again, Karnataka government has allowed construction activity to allow in municipal areas. So we are just, there's a lot been flip-flop from the government. Sometimes they allow, sometimes they get back. So we are just evaluating that. Once it is secure, definitely we'll try to open our construction sites immediately. Since labors are there, we are taking care of the labor through our foundation. We have around 10,000 labors in our site. So we are taking care of them through our foundation. We have been giving them food, money and everything. So I think we also want the construction activity to come online very fast. The only issue which we are anticipating is the supply disruption, supply chain disruption, which we are still we are looking at it as to how stocks are there, how we can procure more steel, cements, and everything from the market. So I think that is also one of the major challenge which everybody or every developer will face. So, but time will tell as to how successful we are in getting on with the construction activity.
Right. And that you mentioned, Atul, was with regards to the labor that you're taking care of, because the ones you're really taking care of right now, one thing that will get simpler for you is that it will be easy for you to remobilize the labor force because they've not left the place of their work. Because right now, when we talk to a lot of real estate companies, what they are looking at is that there is a possibility that wages could go up because they will have to remobilize the labor force, really convince them to come back, and that probably would actually hit real estate companies with regards to interest burdens as well. And I mean, wages could go up. So that's something it seems that Brigade Enterprises is shielded with then.
Yeah, it is more or less shielded, but see, it is also a harvesting time. So labor after the lockdown opens may also want to go back to their home and have a and would like to meet their near and dear and to their families. So we don't know how the labor behavior will be there, but right now we are very much hopeful. Labor is there in the site, and we expect that the work should start very soon, because January to April May is a very good season for the construction time, because this is the time maximum labor is there on the site. So I think we have lost some of that time. Will We are trying. Everybody will try to compensate that. So let's see. Yes, definitely they may minimum wages. I don't think so. Government may increase right now, because everybody is even struggling to pay wages right now. But yes, definitely, if you have to incur cost to bring labor from mainly from Bihar and Bengal, where the labor generally belongs to. So there may be cost in bringing that labor to the site. As far as interest burden is there, yes, moratorium is there for 3 months for the all real estate developers. But I think all developers have been demanding that it should be extended to 6 to 1 year, maybe based on the sector you are in, based on the revival of the economy. But developers who are well funded are not taking moratorium in all sectors. Like we have not taken interest moratorium in for all loans. We are only taking in hospitality and mall sectors. In the rest others, we are paying our interest and principal to the banks. In fact, for March, we have paid for every loan. We have paid in interest and EMIs. So it will all depend as to how you are positioned as a cash flow in your balance sheet. That will determine as to how much loans you can bear, how much time you can bear this fixed cost, and that will depend, and that will actually give result into business continuity.
Right. So, Atul, do you think there will be a need to push back construction as well, taking the consumer sentiment and the demand into consideration? Because overall, right now, if you go to see, there is that scare. Yes, you will see revival that will start to come in. Now, demand in terms of real estate was already bleak in the last couple of months. This will come in as a deterrent, and it's not only for real estate, it's across consumer-driven sectors. If you have to take auto into consideration, if you have to take consumer durables into consideration, there is a pushback in terms of purchases that everyone is staring at. Now, if that's going to be the scenario, number one, yes, taking up new projects, do you think that's something that you will put on hold, at least projects that you have not started yet? And number two, what happens in terms of the pricing power as well? Do you think that will be impacted?
Yeah, sure. See, whatever projects are ongoing and which has been registered with RERA, you'll have to continue with the project, because there is a RERA timelines which you have to achieve. So all developers will continue with that with the construction of that project. Yes, new launches will get deferred because of the cash flow issues. Developer will be most focused on selling the current inventory rather than bringing in more inventory into the market. So that is very important. And thirdly is that all capex which is there, maybe in hotels, maybe in offices, malls, which developer was incurring, will be on hold till market comes to normal, or there is a immediate cash liquidity in the market.
Right. And overall, in terms of FY21 as a year, Atul, if you have to look at it, what's the kind of degrowth that you as a company are prepared to bear right now? Because everyone believes that yes, there is going to be degrowth in terms of the top line. Everyone's aim right now is only to see that we at least break even and don't really make losses. So, what's the kind of number, what's the kind of degrowth that you as a company are prepared for right now?
See, I think it will all depend upon again various sectors which we are involved. I think in Resi there will be a degrowth. Maybe we were growing at around 50-60%. We had achieved 4 million last time, so we are expecting at least 20% degrowth there. Hotels definitely will be a problem. We don't think so ki if we achieve 40% occupancy by the year end, we'll be happy so that we can have a break even in hotels. Malls, I think, should revive very, very fast. I think after the lockdown opens, there will be a degrowth in the terms of rental because more revenue sharing will be there on the table with the retailers to the developers. But I think the future holds is that that the developer may settle for a minimum rent and revenue sharing so that they can cover their interest and EMI costs for the loans which they have taken. So I think yes, there'll be a reduction in rental. And office, I don't think so right now, whatever rentals are coming, but definitely future leasing will definitely get affected. And that by your rental growth, which we were seeing around 20 to 25% this year, we were thinking of around 70-80% growth in rentals because of our two major offices which OC has been received for SEZ, that is WTC Chennai and Tech Garden. So their leasing in Tech Garden may get delayed, and definitely your rentals may get deferred to next year.
Right. And overall, in terms of office space absorption as well, now that majority of the people are actually working from home, do you think the demand is something which is going to go down? Because again, if you have to take the southern regions into consideration, a lot of concentration coming in from the IT majors, a lot of IT companies that have started working from home. In fact, a lot of comments also coming in that I think working from home is increasing the productivity levels of the employees. If that actually happens, what's the impact you see in terms of where office absorption goes?
Yeah, see, it's again to be seen. I think we are too early to gauge this change in the way of working. If you see China, China has reopened last week or last month, and you see their offices are all again back into full. Work of home has stopped, and people are again visiting the offices and attending the offices. So yes, there will be some impact from work from home, but I don't think so it should have that much impact, because ultimately human being is a social animal, and they would like to meet people, meet and greet people, and I think offices will also like to function that way. I think 2 or 3 sectors where BPO, which was highly concentrated office space, they were using less than 30 square feet of sitting space in offices. Maybe they may take a rule where they may increase their density in the offices and may send some people from to work to home, but they are very specialized companies. Like we have Mercedes, which is global capability centers where they do all research. I think those companies will still be working from offices. So yes, there is a change in trend, but I think initially absorption may hamper, but I don't think so. It will be a very bad state. I think economy once goes, all world economies are going to have a negative GDP. I think India is at 2% is what everybody is predicting. So, and there are lot of industries which may come to India from China. So I think office space is going to be in demand. There may be some breaks for some time, but I think it should come in line very soon.
Right. And another office space that I want to take with you is especially on the front of, if you have to look at the absorption. Now, number one, are you getting any requests right now saying that defer the rentals, at least from the client's end, and a force majeure is something which they are invoking because they are unable to pay? Do you think that's something what you're dealing with?
No, so in office space, as I said, 80 to 90% rentals we have already received. So we have not received any of such requests right now, and they are all major companies. And I think so. We are not getting such requests. One or two small offices tenants have requested for that. So we are deciding on that. We may not agree for the rental cut. Maybe if somebody is in financial stress, we may allow a deferment of rentals, but definitely all, if you have a quality offices brands in your space, I don't think so that is an issue. So I don't think so force majeure is such an issue in offices. And I think developers are at very strong position in force majeure in offices, because all their servers, all their critical data, critical work is happening from office. I think even if people are working from home, all the setup is in office, so they are using that offices. And so I don't think so that is much of an issue. Yes, malls, there is an issue, and lot of force majeure request or the rental request has come. So that I think as an industry, the discussion are happening with retailers, and let's see as to what outcome it may bring for both for the benefit of retailers and as well as developers.
Right. And Atul, what's the kind of liquidity position that the company is sitting on? How many months the company is comfortable to survive with no cash flow?
So we have a very good cash flow because we had a very good last year sales. We had very good collections. So I think we are sitting at very, very good cash flow. And I think even for 5-6 months, we are very, very good to bear the fixed expenses, even if there is a lockdown 5-6 months. So plus we have around 1,600 crores of credit which is available to the company. So we don't think that as a problem right now for sustenance, and that is the reason that we have taken a view that wherever we don't, businesses are fine, we are going ahead and committing or paying our interest in EMI to the banks. It's only the sector where it is a complete lockdown. We have taken a moratorium from the bank. So we are adequately liquid, and I don't foresee any problem, at least for Brigade, for near future because of the lockdown.
Right. And any impact you see on the cost of finance as well for real estate companies? Do you think that will be increased on the back of stalled projects, which in turn actually could increase the liabilities on the banking side as well?
Yeah, sure. This situation will actually separate man with boys. So people who have a weak balance sheet, definitely there'll be a default. They'll find it again. They were already reeling into a problem, so they will again find a challenge to keep afloat. But yes, consolidation in the industry will happen more because of that. There'll be more acquisitions by the big real estate players, and consolidation of sales, leasing will be there, and market and big A class developers will have a greater market share in future. We expect government to help all the developers to start restructuring of the loans. I think that is very, very important. They should give more moratorium to developers so that they can go and pay their dues. I think every developer is interested to keep afloat and to keep its financial commitments. I think developers which have more NBFC debt will be in a trouble, because NBFCs, it itself are finding it difficult to keep afloat and to get liquidity from the market. So I think that will be a challenge. But if you are with the banks, with good banks, I don't think so there will be much of the challenge. As far as the cost of finance is concerned, at least for us, the cost of finance has been very, very low. We're still getting loans at very, very competitive rates. And I think banks are lending selectively based on your balance sheet and based on your developers capabilities of getting the business forward. So I think I don't think so that liquidity there is an interest. There'll be increase in interest rate. In fact, RBI has been decreasing the interest rate, though it has not been passed to state developers or to industries. I think RBI should take charge and force banks to pass that rate cut to the industry and to the developers.
Right. A couple of questions that are coming in. Overall, the first question is, what is the current space take-up at Tech Gardens and WTC Chennai?
So in Tech Gardens, we have space take-up of around 2 million. Around 1.5 to 1.6 million, sorry. Rest are all hard options which are also going to get exercised. Rest, we were targeting to complete that leasing by this year end, but I think after closure of international travel, because we were talking to a lot of multinational companies, and it will take time for them to travel and see and finalize the leasing spaces. So I think leasing will definitely get slowed down, and I think Tech Garden, which we were still targeting to complete this year, some part of it may go into FY 21-22. But Chennai is already 95% leased, so we don't foresee anything. In fact, we have received OC there, and now we are going to give fit outs very soon when the lockdown opens, and I think we should start getting rentals in Chennai by September, October.
Right. And a question on investment coming in. They're asking, do you think this is the right time to invest in real estate, or do you think we have to wait for more downfall?
No, so I had cleared this before also. There's no decrease in prices which are going to happen. You can the real estate has been developers have been saying that, because we are all developers are working on a very thin margin, so there is no scope of reducing the prices. So I don't think so the prices will come down, and as a alternate investment, it is a good investment, because today even markets are not doing well, and I think with the amount of competitive loans which you are getting, this is the right time to enter into a real estate segment.
Right. And apart from that, another question is coming in with regards to, are the previous residential home buyers honoring their timely payments, or some are delaying or defaulting as well? I think this is more in terms of the EMIs.
Yeah, I know. So during this lockdown, we have focused onto our debtors, and we have been calling customers. So I don't think so there is a delay. The major problem, because in our case, 70-75% of people are employed people who have taken loan. The major issue is coming that banks are not able to process their loan installments to the developers. So that is where the problem is coming. But that problem is temporary to the lockdown. When the lockdown opens, I think, because banks are also working with a very few manpower, so they are also finding it challenging to process loans or to process the installment. So I think it's a temporary issue. So we have not seen right now any delay from the customers on the payments. In fact, during the lockdown, substantial payments have been coming from residential units into our cash flow. we have done at least a very good 5 to 7 crores of daily collection is still there in Resi cash flow. So we are doing well, and customers are going ahead and paying. It's only in case of banks. I think more private sector banks are going ahead and processing the loans and installment of the customers. It's only in the public sector banks there is an issue, which we are also taking it up. But I think after lockdown opens, this will all come to normal.
Right, all things could be coming to normal as well once the lockdown opens up. But thank you for joining in overall, because this has been really insightful as well to understand that, Atul, as to what the real estate sector has been facing. My last question, actually, I want to ask you is any ask from the government that the real estate sector has put in right now, apart from the moratorium, at least from the EMI front for 3 months that they had extended. But beyond that, is there anything that the real estate sector is asking the government in terms of relief?
Yeah. So real estate has been asking. Yes, one is that the interest moratorium, which they've been talking. They've also been requesting that working capital loans, which are there, at least 20% enhancement should be there for some time, so that more liquidity is there with the developers. They're also requesting that registration charges as well as property registration charges should be reduced or waived for 1 year, and so that it can bring more confidence into the customers. A, B, they are also asking for deferment of property taxes, because property tax is one of the very big cost which developers has to bear for the capital assets. So they are asking for that, and second thing is that developers are also requesting government to allow GST input credit, which was abolished in 1419, where GST rates were reduced, but there was no input credit. So developers have been requesting the government that GST input credit should be brought back. I think the demand for developers to give infrastructure status has been long. I think that is one of the demand which is again been requested to the government, because it brings down the cost of funds and for the developers. So I think that is very, very important. I think these are the major things. I think they are also requesting government to have an interest rate transmission to the developers, because lot of rate reduction has been done by RBI, but somehow it has not been passed to the consumers or to the developers. So I think that is one of the major requests which has been done to the government authorities.
Right. And Atul, last question that has come in is any delay in hospitality stake dilution or any discount on valuations expected on the deal?
I think this is a challenging time. So yes, definitely we'll have to see and revisit that deal again. Definitely, we would not like to give discounts on the valuation of hospitality because we are adequately funded, and I think we can, even if the investor doesn't come, BL can bear the cost of hospitality and we can go on. But definitely, our outlook is very positive in hospitality, maybe after 1.5 years, and we are still we'll be talking to investors and see how the things go forward.
Right. Thank you, Atul, for answering all the queries as well, and thank you for being on the show. In fact, we will come back to you as well once the lockdown is lifted, once things progress, to understand as to what the scenario has been, on the ground as well. But thank you so much for joining in. Please stay safe, and my regards to everyone at Brigade Enterprises as well.
Thank you. All, please stay safe. These are difficult times. I think we should be all together. This thing will also pass, and I think we should be very, very resilient to this. And I think we will come back very, very, very fast.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.